enemies have caught a new case of something that is currently running rampant through the streets right now. It's contagious. Your enemies have caught a very bad case of ass face. I call it ass face because there's a lot of people who are about to have a butt moment. A butt moment. But I thought, but he, but she, but I did this, but that's the disease that your enemies have caught because they decided to move around in the most miserable way they possibly can, trying to come against you, trying to spread lies and slander. You know what it is. The usual stuff that miserable people do that you cut off and, don't want anything else to do with. You left the situation gracefully and peacefully. You didn't cause a scene. You just bowed out gracefully. Those people who are so miserable, they don't have anything else better to do than try to come up against you. They caught the ass face. Because not only did they not expect you to win, they didn't expect you to win in the way that you did. They thought in their mind your life was going to be a certain way. They convinced themselves that whatever they imagined in their head for you was what was going to come to pass, and that did not happen. A lot of them did their plots and their schemes, and it ended up backfiring on themselves. And they thought they had all their ducks in a row. They thought everything was perfect. Everything was lined up perfectly. We're gonna have her here at this place and this is gonna happen. But none of that happened. And now everyone's confused and they're in their head. Because that's what happens when you get the ass face. You get confused. Because everything that you thought and convinced yourself about the chosen one and about their own lives was all make-believe. None of that was real. That was an illusion that God allowed to be placed over their lives because they weren't moving correctly. Their intentions were not good. That was the lesson they had to learn. So God allowed them to live in their illusion. Those are the symptoms for people who catch the ass face. Delusion, confusion, worry, fear, uncomfortability, irritability, insomnia. These people are losing sleep because of this disease that they caught. And the only way to avoid catching this disease, never make an assumption, never try to play God, and never, absolutely, ever try to come up against a chosen one, someone who is chosen by God. And if you're not sure if someone is chosen by God, but you're trying to be malicious and move with ill intent, you might want to have a seat and sit down because you don't know. You cannot play with them. Not everybody has that protection over their lives. Not everybody has that, but the chosen one does. And for you to have the audacity to come up against someone who was chosen by God, who sits with God, God is always with this person. So whatever you do to the chosen one, God is going to see. He's going to see it before you even think about doing it. And he's going to make sure his chosen one is in position. Because even if he allows us to go through the storm, he knows we're going to make it on the other side. And he knows we're going to take all the lessons that we learn with us. And the worst part about these ass face individuals is they bet their life on you failing. Do you understand? They bet their life on you failing. That's what's called making a deal with the devil that people don't understand. You don't have to light any candles, do some type of ritual to make a deal with the devil. And you know what happens? You know what the devil does when he hears someone try to come up against a chosen one, someone who is chosen by God? Do you know what the devil does? He perks his ears up. You know why? Because he knows that's a guaranteed L for you and a guaranteed W for him. Because you cannot defeat someone who is chosen by God. You cannot defeat someone who God put here for a greater purpose bigger than themselves.
Okay, this is going to sound a little nuts, but the fastest and easiest way to make passive online income.
The devil loves when people come up against the chosen one. That's a great show because he knows at the very end, he's not going to have me. He's going to have you. And he also knows that typically they figure out very quickly that that's something they cannot do alone. There's not many people in this world who have the balls to, or have ever successfully come up against someone who is chosen alone. So that one individual who put it on their life that they would end you and defeat you and that you would fail, quickly found out that they would have to go recruiting and get other people to come against you in order for them to get this W that they were never going to get. That's why the devil perks his ears up. He knows at the end of the situation, he's not just going to have that one individual that tried to come up against you. Sometimes he has entire families, he gets entire communities, whatever, workplaces, wherever these people are trying to come up against you for and betting their life against yours. He knows he has multiple people now because you allow this one person to recruit you to go up against another individual without you getting your story straight, without you checking your facts. You completely went off assumption. You completely went off of jealousy and envy. You completely went off whatever delusion that you painted in your head that allowed you to believe it was okay for you to attack this one person that you tried to kick while they were down. One person against all of these people, and you were defeated without even trying. You didn't even have to. You didn't even have to try to defeat your enemies. You didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to get your hands dirty. You sat pretty the entire time, and you kept moving forward in your own life, as you should. Betting your life against someone who is chosen is a guaranteed loss for you. That could easily be the end of you. Do you understand? That could easily be the end of you. Going up against somebody who's chosen, you bet everything on this one person losing who did not lose. And the only way you are going to win is if they lost. So if you bet your life that this chosen one was going to lose and they didn't, they actually succeeded beyond measure, what do you think is going to happen to you? What do you think is going to be next for your life? You, your army, your family, your friends, your mini-me's, your flying monkeys, none of you successfully were able to get this chosen one. What people do not understand, long before these flying monkeys and these miserable people came along trying to come up against you, the devil was already trying to get you. The devil was trying to get you in the womb. He was trying to get you in your crib. He was trying to get you in pre-K, in kindergarten, in first grade. The devil has been trying to get you for a very, very long time, and even he failed. So what made these people think that if the devil himself cannot get you, what made them think that all of these people were going to get you? Something that you cannot see. You cannot see the enemy. You can't see the devil. You can't see him. He's not something you can physically see. That's an energy that works through this world and does what it does, but you cannot see it. You, chosen one, successfully defeated something that you cannot even physically see.
Are you interested in starting your own faceless YouTube automation channel, but all people do is tell you to go to fire?
That's what makes you chosen, because you answered the call and you knew what would come with this life. You knew all the adversities you were going to have to go through because you chose to side with the Most High. And the reason that these people think that they were going to successfully end you was not just because of delusion and ego. These people are people who truly believe they get to play God in your life. They think they get to decide what you do, where you go, and how you do it. They think they get to decide what your future is going to look like because they don't like you. I don't like her, so I want her life to go like this. I don't want her to have any friends. I don't want her to have any family. I don't want her to have any relationship. I want her to be completely alone because I don't like her and I'm jealous. Or I don't like him. I don't like the way he carries himself. I don't like the way he hustles. I don't like that he's successful and that he takes care of his family. I don't like that. So I want to destroy him because he makes me look bad. He makes me feel small because I'm incapable of rising to the occasion to get on my shit like I'm supposed to. So this person makes me feel small because I'm not willing to put in the work to take care of my family and do what I'm supposed to do. And I don't like him, so I want to destroy him, because if I destroy him, that makes me feel better about myself, because he'll be gone and I have no one to look up to. He'll be gone. I have no one to look up to now. I can just keep on being mediocre the rest of my life instead of being inspired by people who are just minding their business. Doesn't that sound delusional? Doesn't that sound crazy? But that's exactly the thought process that these people have. And unfortunately, some of them don't realize that they have it. They don't realize that they have it. Craziest thing that you can do is think that you can ever come up against somebody who was chosen. Craziest thing that you can do. Your entire life will crumble in the palm of God's hands if you try to stop someone who he sent here on a big mission. Someone who is kind-hearted, someone who minds their business, someone who is trying to make change in this world, and you want to come up against them, and not only that, you want to bet your life on it. You bet your life. You bet your life that you were going to take from me. You bet your life that you were going to defeat me. You bet your life that you were going to destroy me. You bet your life that I would take my own. You thought I was going to take my own life? You signed your name there, and you did not fulfill your part of the deal. Your part of the deal was I would lose. I didn't lose. But I thought, but that wasn't supposed to happen. But wait. Now you got the ass face.